What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be checking another video, Naruto content reaction. This one is by SethTheProgrammer. We're going to be doing what if Pain went to the five Kage Summit. And I'm actually very excited for this one. Reason being is because, for those of you that don't know, Pain is one of my favorite characters in Naruto. I think he's just absolutely genius, very, very strong, OP as hell. Just dope design, dope history, dope origin story, all around good character. Him and Nagato, they're my favorite. Minato, Hashirama, Pain, Nagato, those are my favorite characters in all of Naruto. So I'm very curious as to what he'll say because, in my opinion, first thoughts before the actual episode or the video starts, Pain is clapping all of them, man. So I'm curious to see what Kage says, if he agrees that Pain is clapping all the Kage. Because at this time, in my opinion, Pain was stronger than Sasuke, in my opinion. If you disagree, comment down below. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, trigger those bells, and let me know what else you want me to react to. The world shall know pain. Sheesh. That's a...
Hello everyone, it's your host, SethTheProgrammer. With me today, I have my two good friends, Swagkage and
shoot, it's a collab. Let's go.
He knows a lot about Naruto. He's pretty
You already know we fuck with Swagkage videos over here.
edgy with this, so we decided to get him on. He's also pretty cool, so check out his channel down below. But today,
hey guys, it's me, Six.
what we're gonna be doing,
What the is we
doing?
What would happen if we dropped Pain in the Kage Summit instead of Sasuke?
Yo, I'm all for alternate realities and checking out different versions of Naruto happening. They should have just made the expansion of the show. And I talked about this in my previous video. Make sure you guys check it out if you haven't. I think that was What If Minato Never Died. Very good video. Go check it out. But basically, I was like, I'd rather, instead of watching Boruto, just watch a spin-off series of Naruto where they did parallel or alternate realities, where this would happen instead of this. In this case, Pain goes to the summit instead of Sasuke. In another case, Minato lives. So,
And we're going to be going over, could the Pains win? Would they do well? Like, how many would they take down? How would they take down certain people? How would it go? I think it's an interesting video. So if you guys have anything you want to start with, you can do that. But otherwise, I can just kind of get like the narrative of why I think it's good. Or
Is there like a bonus round where, like, since this is the same situation that Sasuke was in, or like Obito steps in? Because spoiler alert, I don't really think it changes anything. But
ooh, let's go.
I don't know if I feel like Obito would want him to win. But
Yeah.
So here, I'll start off with the narrative. How about that? So the narrative argument obviously is that after fighting Killer Bee and Sage Naruto loses to Pain, Obito thinks that Sasuke is so inferior to Naruto that he doesn't even want to roll up to the Leaf Village with him.
Damn.
Obito, Sasuke, and Zetsu shouldn't roll up to the Leaf Village. Might be a waste of time. And he thinks that Naruto, who just lost to Pain alongside the entire Leaf Village, Gamabunsa, and all the Sage Frogs, and needed the Nine Tails and Minato to save him, would mop Sasuke. Like, just basically almost a random, combatant in that battle. So you have then Sasuke goes to the Kage Summit, even though he's supposed to be way weaker than Pain, way weaker than Pain. And even though he pretty much almost solo kills the Raikage after struggling.
All right, I wanna quickly just touch on this, and my apologies for pausing, guys. This is a reaction video, so we're gonna do our own input, our own thoughts on it. But I just think it's so stupid, man. Raikage, as badass as he was one of the dumbest and just idiotic characters in the whole show. You could tell this man was just, how would I put it, not necessarily like immature, but like it was pointed out in the 5 Kage Summit meeting, like why he shouldn't be leader. I mean, he was leader anyways eventually, but that's besides the point. Mifune, which was the leader of the samurai, was basically like, you're far too anger prone, and like you let your emotions take the best of you. You're not necessarily going to be a smart leader if you operate that way, which was pointed out when he smashed the table because he got butthurt over some comment that some other Kage said. And this was shown when he actually fought Sasuke, because they're literally fighting and the Raikage is like, yo, fuck my arm. I would just hit him, So fuck my arm, fuck my life. As long as I get a punch in, that's all that matters. And then this man was literally about to let himself get killed just so he can get back at Sasuke for killing his brother or whatever. I'm just like, bro, think it through. Have some patience, have some dedication, reserve, etc. Like, that man is not smart at all, in my opinion at the time. Obviously, as time goes on, he gets better, but the Raikage was just not it, man.
With Mei and Gaara and having to fight all these people, Obito says, "I thought you would have done better." He said that. He literally said, "I thought you were gonna do better. I thought you were gonna weaken them so I could like take a hostage or two at least." So, if Pain is way stronger than that, you can guarantee some bodies are gonna hit the floor.
Oh,
like literally.
my God.
So, I do think that Pain actually does stand enough of a chance to at least like contest this.
Hopefully the video's not too loud from like the Swagkage and Seth the Programmer standpoint.
Now, some people think the Raikage would just instant blitz and annihilate Pain. I don't think that's narratively implied at all. The other thing that kind of...
To address that real quick, actually, we know that Sage Naruto should be relative in speed to the Raikage because he's like able to move like faster than the third Raikage. So, you know, if we just quickly assume that like A the fourth and A the third are like relative speed, then like yeah, that like him like getting like annihilated immediately by a speed blitz shouldn't really be a factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of debatable whether or not you think Sage Naruto has better reaction and combat speed than KCM. That's a whole different can of worms. Naruto seems to think it is. There's like weird arguments you can make about that. But the other narrative argument is, of course, that Zetsu, despite being the Akatsuki's intel man, he knows about Minato, he knows about Kakashi, he knows about all the Kage. He's been watching since the days of Kaguya, waiting for his chance to raise people up to destroy the world, right? This Zetsu thinks that Obito even conceiving that Pain would ever be defeated was inconceivable. He thought it was just completely unthinkable that anybody would have taken down Pain, despite him being the Akatsuki's intel man. He watched Naruto beat Kakuzu. He saw all the fights.
Well, let me just pause you right there, right? Now, don't get me wrong. In a fight, when the opponent's stronger than you, fuck that 1v1 shit. Everyone's jumping you. Like, we're straight up jumping you so we can get the dub. That truth, full fairness, the respectable one-on-one, that shit does not count in a life or death situation. You gotta jump that motherfucker. And like, those rules go out the window when you're trying to survive. But I get it. So, but realistically, there was no one that was gonna be Pain in the Hidden Leaf Village. No one. Everyone would have got mopped. Thankfully, Guy was out of the village during a mission, or on a mission during that time, because he would have bodied Pain if he would have went 8 gates. But yeah, no one was gonna be able to beat Pain, and the reason for that is because Naruto literally had help from everyone. He's got plot armor on his side. He's like main character. He's got Kurama, bro. Like, the amount of help that Naruto got to be able to even stand a chance against Pain is unbelievable. Minato, the frogs, the toads, trying to think, shoot, Kurama, like multiple times. He went Sageful multiple times, tons of prep time, and just overall distractions and the fact that Pain didn't want to kill him off instantly. Pain was like trying to capture him, so there was no need to kill him off instantly. Hinata's help, and not to mention the Hidden Leaf plotting on their own to trying to find Pain and everything like that. There's just so much help that Naruto got to be able to even stand a chance against Pain. But if it wasn't for all that, if it was just Pain versus Naruto in a respectable one-on-one, Naruto would have died. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, I love Naruto, but like I said, Pain's my favorite character, and I'm a little bit biased, but at the same time, from a realistic standpoint, he had so much help. If it wasn't for those people, GG's, Naruto would have been clapped, done. Like, the Leaf Village would have been just over with.
With Deidara, we saw the fight with Sasori, he saw Hiruzen versus Orochimaru, he saw all of those battles, but Pain losing, inconceivable. So it's very bizarre.
He didn't see it coming because he didn't know that Naruto was the only thing he couldn't see is that Naruto wasn't he was the main character.
Say that Pain stands no chance because of power cliffing. It seems really awkward to say that, but I'll let you guys speak for a little bit. I just want to get my opening.
So the context behind what Seth is talking about is Obito is saying that he had like plans in case Pain would have died, And Zetsu's basically thinking like, why would you even make plans in case of what made you think that would ever happen? Right?
Right.
That's what Zetsu is talking about. So he just thinks that pain is like completely unstoppable. Like
Bro, not to mention Naruto's Takno Jutsu, because that shit shouldn't have worked at all against someone like Nagato Pain. But hey, it is what it is, man.
watches the 5 villages. He knows of Itachi and his Susanoo with the toasted blade. He knows about Kirin and all of that stuff.
Kirin.
Still thinks pain is unstoppable.
On God,
What
bro.
I'm saying is that this guy knows about Sage Mode. He sees Sage Naruto. He's like, you know what, Shikamaru, I don't care if you fought Hidan and beat him with a trap. You would do nothing to Pain. You don't even go over there. I'm not going with you either. No one's going over there. We're just getting his way. Guy and Lee come. Get out of the way. Don't get any closer.
Shibaku doesn't tell them that it's Tsunade Slug, but yeah, like they all think that Sage Naruto is on like another level.
Exactly.
Right?
And then what people don't know is fatigued Pain annihilates him after destroying the whole Leaf Village and all the Sage Toads from that mountain. So
possibly an amped Sage Naruto, because we know that you can get mental amps in Naruto. And after he gets out of Shibaku Tensei and talking to Minato, Pain notes that all of Naruto's doubt has been erased. So Pain likely beaten amped up Sage Naruto.
And an example of this is obviously he also got amps versus Haku as well, which made him above Kakashi without even a Bijou cloak, right, in the Land of Waves, as an example. So these mental amps are extremely pivotal in Naruto. So, and the fact Pain just absolutely annihilated it. That out of the way, I think we established this is a discussion that can be had. Because some people just think it can't happen, right? So how do you think it would actually go down now that we've established it can happen? You know what I'm saying? So also, this will be including Danzo. So how do you guys think Danzo will handle Pain?
So Danzo's actually...
My God, I would have loved to see Pain just completely destroy Danzo. As we all know, Danzo's ass, terrible character, like absolutely stupid, just did all the dumbest things in the village for his own sake. You know, he did it for the village technically, but dude was just an idiot wannabe leader.
Actually pretty interesting because I think that he has a better matchup against Pain than Tsunade does just because of his hacks. But I don't think he has any like AP or like any like hacks of his own, unless we use like the Storm reverse tetragram seal that's like an insta kill.
In a storm.
But he dies.
Unless we use that, I don't think he has like the AP to put Pain down.
Unless
so like now that
they counters.
So
true.
Now that we've got all the narrative stuff out of the way, the thing.
Or unless he absorbs it. I mean, the Rinnegan's pretty OP to be able to absorb any and all ninjutsu. So I mean,
about like the Kage fighting against the Paths of Pain is that not only is Pain.
Hold on, let me drop my prediction real quick. I know I'm pausing too much, but again, discussion, reaction. All right, I'm gonna go with Mei, Danzo, Raikage. Tsunade's not in this, but if she was in this, she would have got clapped, obviously. Gaara getting clapped. The only one that stands a good chance, in my opinion, is Onoki. But even then, Pain could probably just absorb the particle style. It's just that Onoki's got like tons of stamina, and we saw it in the war arc. But everyone else is getting bodied, like no diff. Only maybe mid diff would be Onoki. Everyone else is just dying, bro. Like it's not even gonna be a problem for Pain.
Like physically strong, right? Because you know, like the Asurapath, for example, was able to physically overpower Jiraiya and like rip off one of his limbs. So we know that they should be physically strong enough to contend with them. But also
in Sage Mode.
Yeah, in Sage Mode. But they should also be like they're just way more like hacks. The craziest example of like Pain hacks is when like B like just runs up to Nagato and like full powered like V2 cloak lariats him, and this is like a Tai jutsu, by the way, right? So it's not like I don't think that the Predapath can just absorb like regular punches that aren't being amped by chakra, and like B does this and like runs up to Nagato and just punches him, and Nagato takes no damage and actually like instantly sucks up all of B's chakra, and like he sucks him straight out of V2. He goes back to base and is completely blown away. And Kisame says something along the lines of like B has so much chakra that if he were to absorb it all, it would drive him insane. And Nagato just like right there in the blink of an eye sucks it all up at once. So I find it really hard to imagine that any of them would have just this massive, like, humongous gargantuan attack that would just like kill all of the pains at once that the Prey to Path wouldn't be able to absorb.
I would argue he would easily absorb even the particle style as well. Like,
oh, he did. No, he would because Madara did it.
Yeah, Madara.
Yeah.
And like Seth mentioned, this is including Danzo, and Danzo is actually directly weaker than Pain. So there's a statement for Suigetsu whenever Suigetsu meets up with EMS Sasuke, right? That reviving Orochimaru is a bad idea because Sasuke always underestimates him, and Orochimaru, even without his arms, will still be dangerous to him, right? Now, Suigetsu doesn't know about EMS Sasuke, but he does know about MS Sasuke and his Susanoo because he was with him in the Kage Summit, right? So he's saying that now they've just surpassed their mentor, where that earlier Sasuke didn't. Obviously being Orochimaru, you know, like the Sani tier of people who Pain just scales over, right? And Danzo scales to MS Sasuke, if not below him. So Pain actually is just above Danzo. Literally.
Yeah, well, like another way you can easily like put Pain above
his design is so
Kage
sick
too is that Orochimaru should be like without sickness, of course, should be stronger than Heavy Sasuke, especially the Heavy Sasuke before he absorbed Orochimaru, and that Sasuke beat Deidara, who beat Gaara. So you know, Pain's like by like multiple levels, you know, above Gaara pretty easily too. So yeah, you know, we've already knocked 2 of them out.
I think another thing that people underestimate is that absorption ability. So you brought up a good example, but people don't know is that absorption ability is literally pretty much infinite. Like people don't know
it's stated to be a bottomless pit.
It literally like absorbs all energy into like an infinite, endless pit of.
Yeah, and it's crazy because when you look at it, the Rasen Shuriken was at the time one of like the strongest OP jutsus that like freaking destroys the body cell at a like molecular level with constant ripping and constant like wind damage, and then this dude just literally like nothing, bro. Like that OP of a jutsu. And so I have no doubt that this man's gonna take any sort of ninjutsu thrown at him by the Kage and just suck it up.
Just nothing, right? Like swamp of nothing.
Yeah.
And he can pretty much just absorb everyone, and he can do like.
No cap, those cloaks are so sick. I gotta give me one of those, especially for like next year or this year Halloween coming up in October. I gotta give me one of those, man.
Like 8 Tails version 2 of Killer Bee in a snap, which is more chakra than any of these Kage have. So he can literally instantly sap all of them, and basically if he gets his hands on them. Another thing I wanted to bring up is that if we have full power Tendo Pain, I wonder if just Shinra Tensei would just one Okay, so it blew away and damaged Sage Naruto, Gamabunta, and all of the Sage Toads, and pretty much almost one-shotted all of them in one attack.
It broke all of Gamabunta's bones, and I was going to bring this up in a totally unrelated discussion. But Gamabunta should be like Biju level, because you know, we literally watch him fight Shukaku, and he's taking attacks from Shukaku. Like,
not high Biju level, but I do agree, like maybe low Biju level, 1-2 tail Biju level.
And I mean, like he says, like, you know, he can't take too many or else he'll die. But like Shukaku doesn't one-shot him, and then Pain just runs up. Gamabunta is not even his main target. It just boom breaks all of his bones, right? So, like Seth was saying, if this is full power Tendo Pain, it could very easily, like, they might just kill May. You know, Gaara, like, I mean, like, I know Gaara has a sand to block stuff, but I don't think sand could, like, block, like, a concussive, like, wave of, like...
Plus, Shinra Tensei would negate his sand anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's, like, stated to negate all
it would also negate his sand armor as well and hit him directly, so...
Yeah, so he just get blown into the wall and maybe die.
And we have no real good, like, base Gaara durability feats without his armor, so it's like less than Deidara level with like a little bomb almost.
The only person
Gaara just blocks attacks with his sand. Like anytime he gets hit, he just dies. Really, like
no
people that hit him are Deidara
bro.
And Madara. And
I really question if like someone like May would survive. Like I don't know.
I think she would die and it would be like an accident. I don't even think he'd mean to do it. I think she.
Bro, they did my girl May so wrong. Like for someone who's like Kage level, what was she? two Keke Genkais. She did like a lava release and then an I was it an acid release or like some sort of vapor release. Keke Genkai. Bro, they did her so wrong. Like she was OP originally when we first met her because she was doing lava style, vapor release, etc., etc. And then she just happened to be like the weakest Kage of them all, which was pretty sad, man.
Just like get her like spine broken or something.
So like a lot of people would argue, you know, like, oh well, the Pains, you know, they're good against one person, but in a team fight, but Pain was getting jumped by a bunch of people who were Kage.
No one gave him the respectable one-on-one. He still clapped everyone.
Level in the Leaf Village, like
By the whole Leaf Village, in fact, yeah. Well, like, so here's the thing we actually haven't talked about yet. Like, do people not think that, like, the Animal Path summons are good at crowd control?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they'd at least be able to handle, like, some of the Kage.
They're able to take giant Sage Rasengans and just kind of come back, like, no problem.
Yeah, like the Chimera dog just, like, tanks, like, a mega, like a
Chimera dog.
And I also want to mention this, like, for some reason, and this has been shown multiple times in the show, his summonings, they're like infinite, cause right, like they die. We seen them multiple times, like the crab get crushed by Jiraiya's hair, in the I don't know if it was filler or necessarily like a flashback, when Pain fought the Six Tails Utakata, the Six Tails Shinshuriki like burned the tongue of the chameleon, and then the chameleon just died right there. And then obviously in the Naruto fight, the dogs got hit so many times and got sliced, etc. And they just kept coming back. So all animals that were summoned and defeated, they always came back. So it's like, I feel like this dude could just like, once they die, just keep summoning, keep summoning, keep summoning, keep summoning. Like there's no end to them.
A monster.
Yeah,
I don't know. How did the Kage even deal with that?
Would it beat them by itself?
Yeah, I think maybe Anoki could like vaporize it at best, but like how would the others deal with it? Maybe like
just summon it again.
Maybe Danzo.
That's what I'm
have to,
saying.
like tetragram seal it or something.
But then he dies. Well, actually, that's a good idea. I think Danzo should start off by hitting the tetragram seal and just be a hero.
That's the
Or
only
to be
thing.
summoned again.
Okay, here's another argument too. What do we do about Danzo's Kotoamatsukami?
He gets one pain at best and he dies. Simple.
Yeah. Because we know, actually, for some weird reason, the pains are individually affected.
Cap, hold on, pause. And I'm pausing a lot, but I want to get this through. Danzo's not using Kotoamatsukami on Pain because it was implied by him that he's intending it to use it on Madara so he could steal his eye and add it to the collection. So he's not going to waste it on Pain. Now, granted, if Danzo's at like life-threatening where he's about to die, more than likely he's going to use the Kotoamatsukami if he needs to. But odds are he's probably just going to run away like he did in the original OG Summit versus Sasuke. Yeah.
Did by Genjutsu.
Well, no, because remember Shisui with his, he could do it like over the entire Uchiha clan, but then for some reason Danzo implied it can only do it to one.
Yeah, like he only does it on Hanzo instead of doing it on all the Kage. So
And he's also like, oh, I should save this for Madara, but Sasuke's gonna kill me instead of just like doing both of them. So like Danzo might just not be able to use it at the same range as Shisui. So even then, like, and then it's debatable. How does it work on a corpse puppet?
Oh God, bro.
Far, you know. So
And again, it would only affect the Pain body, not the actual like
right, and then like go up the transceivers and like control Nagato.
No, because we know that Genjutsu only affects individual pain bodies. When Jiraiya caught the 3 pains in the frog song, the other pains weren't affected. They were the only ones trapped in there, and it didn't affect Nagato at all.
Yeah.
So I wonder as well if he could just turn off the pain that got hit by it.
yeah, so we know the pains are like constantly getting chakra from Nagato, right? Which is like a way to break Genjutsu, right?
Yeah.
And
So
in the anime, when
Good
Kotoamatsukami
point.
is put on Mifune, they break him out of it the same way you break people out of like normal Genjutsu. So there's a possibility that it just might not work at all.
I think people downplay the pain's Genjutsu resistance as well because of the frog song. But people don't realize that that frog song might be like the strongest jutsu, like Genjutsu that we know of almost. Like,
The other thing.
I don't know if I go that far, but you know, yeah, pain is insane, my guy.
yeah, it's stated in the data book that frog song is the strongest like Genjutsu. Like maybe
Oh
like
shit!
Akira
Okay,
Genjutsu
never mind
might
then.
be different, but the strongest Genjutsu ever is what it took to take down those 3 pains. You know, it
Damn.
didn't even affect the main body from what we know. So with the whole Danzo thing, it might be complicated because he can come back to life over and over. But as we said, you might be able to imply that Danzo might just get one-shotted by Shinra Tensei too, just over and over because it's like.
Well, it should definitely be stronger than like a Susanoo punch, right?
Because Sasuke just one-shotted him over and over. Like, it's not like he was like relative to Sasuke. He was just tiring Sasuke out after he kept being one-shotted. So it's like, yeah, it's so maybe if Pain like threw out a Chibaku Tensei and then he used one of his eyes to get out of it, like maybe Pain might be in a rough spot, kind of. But how would you guys? What do you guys think about the 5 Kage versus Chibaku Tensei? Let's hear that one.
A tries to punch it and gets sucked up.
We were talking about that. Like, A's gonna fly into.
This is what I'm talking about, bro. It's known that this man was not smart, mature enough, battle IQ ready. Dude was gonna die early if it wasn't for the plot, bro.
Like Saitama versus the Meteor. And just like
He's gonna get sealed. He's gonna be the first one gone, right?
Yeah.
Then Inoki. Inoki's the next one to go because of his back problem.
He might
Yo,
be able to
they did my
right
guy
it.
so dirty. Yeah, because this man, you gotta remember, this man's always like one jutsu particle stuff. Oh, my back. Oh, dude's always crying about his back. So yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that happening.
Article style. That's my
She is
only
already dead. She got one shot by Shinra Tensei.
Like she can't help because she's already dead. You're right.
Also, the argument that Gaara might get one shot too because Shinra Tensei like negates his like defenses. So
True.
Yeah.
So Gaara's dead too.
And we all know Mifune's not doing anything.
So yeah.
So it's just the Raikage, Onoki, and Mei trying to.
No, Danzo.
Not Mei Danzo. Yeah, sorry. Like trying to stop it, and like, man, I don't even like. Would Danzo even like help them? Would he be like,
That's what I'm
the
saying.
other leaders are getting sealed. Like in
This
character.
motherfucker.
in character, he'd be okay with letting him die first.
He'd probably try to like negotiate with Pain and just die.
Oh, on God.
Yeah.
Hold up. Until Pain realized that it was Danzo who convinced Hanzo that the Akatsuki were evil back in the original Rain Village. Once he realizes that, it's GG's. Then he's gonna kill Danzo.
Now I see your, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not giving the Kage enough credit. Like maybe they could like use some crazy teamwork
Nah.
strategy. But the problem
They're
is that
dying.
Pain really does have good crowd control. Like we've seen him fight probably like 20,000 people and like destroy them all at once, basically.
Well, they also have like no like, I guess synergy feats is what you would call it. The 5 Kage. Something like they don't hate each other.
They were able to like they were able to like corner Madara for a bit, and he had to use Perfect Susanoo, but it was
No,
like.
I'm talking about at the summit because they all hated each other.
Yeah, bro, they're all
They
dying.
worked together.
But even then, it was like, even then with Madara, the only reason he got tagged is because he like kind of let them, like he just wasn't even, yeah. And so, but you have a good point. Like they weren't even like trying to really work together. Because if the premise is, what if Pain was in Sasuke's position? Is Inoki just chilling with Danzo in the Kage room, like, and then while the Raikage gets solo stomped, like,
Yeah, he might actually go through
Yo,
all of them one at a
chill.
time. Yeah.
Because the Raikage is like the most like battle hungry out of all of them, so he tries to get Pain first and just dies. And it's even easier.
Yeah.
For Pain.
I think they may take the leader of the Akatsuki a bit more seriously, but I wonder if Zetsu would have like snitched on Pain like he did Sasuke.
I don't think he would.
Probably not.
Because with Sasuke, they were trying to amp him, but with
He may actually like come in and like whisper to Raikage, Pain's scared, and then he'd be like, "What?" And he'd like go out there by himself and like
Run
other
that back.
Kage would be, like, really
Run that
confused.
back.
What? And he'd like
Yo.
go out there by himself and like the other Kage would be like really confused.
Yeah,
What
because
the
the
fuck?
Raikage hates the Akatsuki in general.
Yeah.
Not just
Yeah.
Sasuke. So
And mind you, at this time, he was like super pissed at the Akatsuki because he thought that they killed his brother or captured and killed him, obviously.
yeah, he might just like rush it Pain and just die really quickly.
Okay.
So Pain takes out the entire Leaf Village.
Yeah.
We're going over
No
that.
doubt.
The Leaf Village.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought meant Kage, but either way, no doubt.
And what people don't know is that the Shinobi Alliance was actually formed specifically to counter the Biju, right? They're like,
Yeah.
our best chance against the Biju that Madara has is to just form a Shinobi Alliance, right? So Pain beating 1/5 of them easily, like the easiest of anything we've ever seen Pain do, should just imply that Pain would like stomp them out. Because the Shinobi Alliance includes the Kage, right? Like Gar was out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Overall, I think we can wrap it up there. Overall, he just has the hacks. He just has the.
We didn't even talk about soul steal yet. Yeah.
Bro, okay,
He just
chill.
pulls out their souls. Like, what did they do?
The soul deal, like, here's something interesting. Could Danzo use his eyes if his soul got grabbed?
I don't think so.
Nah, it's
Or
a
would
kill.
it negate his ability to
So
use
if
it?
these were like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I was like reading their effects, and I was like a judge at like a tournament, I would like rule against Danzo being able to use Izanagi in response to the Soul Steal based on how it seems to work.
It does seem weird. It's a little bit convoluted. I can see that for sure, but
Yeah, like maybe, but then Pain just does it again.
yeah. So
Yeah,
all
he
in
just
all,
spams
I just
it.
think the statements like Sage mode is probably faster than KCM. Like you can debate about that, but I think it's probably implied.
I think it is.
Yeah. Naruto is considered stronger than Sasuke by a ton, and they thought that Sasuke could do well at the Kage Summit, even being weaker than Naruto, who got absolutely ragdolled by Fatigue Pain.
Yeah.
I think, and then obviously there's the Sannin scaling. The Raikage is somewhat of a rival for Tsunade, give or take. He's probably a little bit stronger, but and then all the Sannin are kind of relatives. So it's kind of weird for him to not scale to them. And then all of these hacks that easily kind of deal with all of them. Said maybe Danzo. Danzo's
So the Raikage is not as strong as Tsunade and not stronger, because when they're fighting Madara implies that like, so obviously the Raikage is the one that hits Madara first, and he notices like, oh, lightning style, body flicker, and then when Tsunade goes up to hit him, he calls her out. He's like, oh, she's not as fast as the Raikage, but then Susanoo cracks, and that's when he mentions, but she's stronger than the Raikage. Obviously saying that, it's noticeable that she's stronger she's stronger than the Raikage. But yeah, good overall video. Very, very dope discussion. I love when they do collabs because it's just good times, man. They're having good times. They're vibing out there. They're having fun with it. They're just basically shitting on the Kage. But yeah, overall great video, guys. I loved it. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's no debate. Pain stomps the Kage. And let's be realistic here. If Pain were to be sent in the 5 Kage Summit, like Sasuke was sent with his team. So there's no doubt that Pain's going to go with Konan. Now, obviously, Pain 1v1 is going to clap him. But realistically, he's going to go with Konan. And Konan's going to be just that extra that extra help. So, yeah, there's no way he's losing, man. I mean, you got Konan, you got Pain. Obviously, Zetsu will probably help out as well if need be. Yeah, and I mean, if worst comes to worst, Obito might interfere because obviously he doesn't want to lose his pawn in the leadership of the Akatsuki. Overall, great video. Let me know what you guys think about the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, trigger those bells, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.